the chosen one. This moment was written before your uncertainty, struggle, financial worries, or setbacks. Before the rejection. Before the evenings, you lay awake wondering how you'd get through. The divine order has already been spoken into your existence. Heaven has previously announced the overflow, and now the moment for manifestation has arrived. This is not just a breakthrough. It is the execution of a heavenly command that cannot be reversed. You're not simply wishing anymore. You're heading into something that has already been unleashed in your name. Before we go further into this message, please remain with me to the finish of this video. Something deeper is occurring as you listen. Something larger is being ignited within you. This is not simply information. It's a transfer formation. Spiritual alignment occurs in real time. Send your fondest wishes and the number 777 in the comments right now to activate your field and allow the universe to hear your message. This is your declaration. This constitutes your agreement. This is your opportunity to obtain the selected one. I like this video. Subscribe. If you have not subscribed to the channel, let we begin. God has commanded an overflow into your life, and no power, person, institution, or previous error can stop it. You are divinely supported, financially protected, and spiritually safe. The winds of providence are blowing, bearing benefits that are too large for your existing container. The overflow isn't happening by mistake. It's not occurring due of your earnings. It is occurring because of who you are and who you were selected to be. The overflow is not a possibility. It is a certainty. What has been announced in heaven must now be realized on earth. And you are the chosen bearer of that mandate. You've had enough shortage. You've been worrying for too long. You've completed the inner work. Even if no one saw it, the skies did. You did not endure in vain. You did not wait in vain. Every moment of discipline, every choice to trust, even when nothing seemed promising, pushed you closer to the allotted season. And what was before unseen is now obvious. No one can stop this. There's no gatekeeper or authoritative figure. No jealous voice has the authority to shut what God has instructed to open. You will see how the exact doors that were slammed in your face will become pathways to your success. People who had written you off will be taken aback by your meteoric climb. This is not exaggeration. It is sacred. This is not a fantasy. It's satisfying. God has directed your abundance, and it is pouring in all ways. You may not be able to see it yet, but your soul is aware of it. You are now experiencing a transformation inside yourself. You feel better at ease when you think about your money. Not because the situation has been resolved, but because your soul realizes that help is on the way. There is a calmness in your thinking now. You're no longer attempting to figure everything out on your own. You no longer feel compelled to perform simply to exist. The strain is easing as the promise is fulfilled. You were never supposed to scrape by. The constraints that surrounded you for so long were not your fate. They were your test. And you passed. Choose in one. Yes, you passed. Even when you believed you had failed, you succeeded because you refused to give up. You kept your heart open. You continued walking. And now the prize is being delivered to your hands. The overflow is heavenly. Payback for each minute of quiet perseverance and every act of trust. In the midst of turmoil, even when it seemed that nothing was happening, everything was changing behind the scenes. Even if your bank account says no, heaven was poised to say yes. That will be more than you asked for. The riches you are going to see will be layered. It will not simply touch your money. It will cure your heart. It will help you regain confidence. It will restore your eyesight. This is a blend of cash excess and emotional regeneration. God is ensuring that you will never be afraid of money again, since what comes to you will remain with you and develop with you. People who once disregarded you will now marvel how things turned out so differently. Those who believed you were done will be shocked to find you thriving so easily. Walking into rooms, you used to fantasize about writing checks without worry and giving liberally since you now run on overflow. And let's be clear, this isn't just about wealth. It's all about reach. Your donation provides a source of inspiration and healing for many individuals. You're entering a financial environment in which you will never have to pick between serenity and wealth again. They both arrive together. You won't need to shrink to live. You do not need to lower your light to be welcomed. The divine overflow was created so that you might be your true, unfettered, strong self without apologies or doubt. Allow your doubts to subside. Allow the fears to vanish. There's no cause to be concerned anymore. There's no need to guess where it will come from. It is coming from the same place it usually comes from, the unseen, from the divine, from a higher level than logic, deeper beyond reason, more than any person could deliver. What God has commanded, no guy can cancel. You are no longer under financial assault. You are experiencing supernatural acceleration. The tempo is increasing up. The provision is growing. The odds are stacked in your favor. This is the kind of overflow that transforms regular days into legendary testimonials. This is the kind of upheaval that makes people wonder, how did that happen so quickly? And the only response will be that God commanded it. You don't have to persuade anybody. You do not have to explain your value. The overflow does not need your resistance. It verifies your faith. It validates your stance. It affirms your worth. You have been quietly developing, believing, and trusting. And now the spotlight is shining. Not because you desired it, but because God required it. Every bill that tormented you, every debt that discouraged you, and every financial constraint that attempted to define you are being wiped by divine excess. Not because you finally figured it all out, but because you finally convinced yourself that it was already done. That is the shift. That is the miraculous unlock. Belief is now your money. Faith serves as the cornerstone of your life. Overflow is your part. You are no longer waiting. You're walking into it. You're not pleading anymore. You are inhaling plenty. You're not expecting anything will change. You're acknowledging that everything has already happened. Your new financial situation is not a fairy tale. It is a manifestation. And it's occurring now. The chosen one. The overflow that has been ordered into your life is much more than anything you have ever asked for. You begged for enough to live, but heaven intended for you to flourish. You requested what you felt was doable, but the divine commanded what you believed was impossible. Prepare to be surprised by the enormity of the blessing bearing your name. It is not arriving in tiny packages. It is not arriving average. It is coming, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Old anxieties that used to sway your view about shortage are losing their hold. You are overcoming the mindset that told you there would never be enough. You're breaking away from the patterns that dictated you had to hustle and beg simply to get a drop. No more drops. You are walking into rivers. No more little gains. You've stepped into a flood of wealth. The overflow is a river that cannot be controlled. And you selected one, are right in the heart of it. You'll feel it first in your spirit. A fresh sense of assurance, clarity, and tranquility. You'll glance at your bank account and know in your heart that it's only a snapshot of the past, not a forecast for the future. Zeros, rises, and unexpected inflows. They are coming since the instruction was issued a long time ago. And when heaven speaks, nothing on earth can stop it. Prepare to get money from unexpected means. Others will pass up opportunities that you will seize. Deals that were too good to be true for others will become the norm for you. It's not luck. It's a wonderful arrangement. Your steps are being organized. Your hands are being anointed. Your name is being discussed in places of power. Even if you are not physically there, there are those who are attracted to bless you right now, for reasons they may not completely comprehend. This is because the overflow has been engaged. The seeds you sowed with trust are already growing in unexpected locations. The compassion you shown in secret, the charity you provided when you barely had enough for yourself. Everything was recorded. Everything was multiplied. And now everything is returning to you 1,000-fold. Prepare for a life in which giving is simple because you give from a place of plenty rather than need. When you are giving, you will no longer feel fearful. You will be excited because you know there is always more where that came from. Every time you pour out, heaven will pour more into you. You are becoming a channel for blessings. You're becoming a magnet for miracles. Money is no longer your adversary or a mystery. It is your servant. Expect promotions. Expect checks in the mail. You are not expecting this. Expect to get refunds, incentives, financial apologies, and miraculous settlements. What was previously hidden is now being disclosed. What was trapped is being released. What seemed to be a slow process is suddenly moving forward. This is the season when tasks that took others years to complete will take you months, if not weeks. And it will not be only about the money. It is about what money permits you to do. It's about how it allows you to dream large and invest in your calling, to bless your family, to leave an indelible impression. You are not just receiving for yourself. You are getting for generations to come. You are safeguarding legacies. You're creating foundations. You're molding the future. You'll look back one day and discover that the times you believed were your ends were really your preparations for the overflow. Disappointments were redirected. The denials were meant to provide protection. The delays were due to preparations. Nothing was squandered. Nothing was lost. It was all part of the divine plan to precisely prepare you for what is now being given. You don't need to pursue money. Money is being allocated to pursue you. You do not need to struggle in dread. You will grow in faith. You don't need to manipulate. The doors open. Your doors will open wide with the touch of your presence. You are being promoted without explanation. You are being financed without limit. You are being honored without requiring validation. There will be others who wonder how it occurred to you. Some will criticize. Some will conjecture. But none of this will matter, because you will continue to wonder like they do. You will continue to climb. You will continue to flow with favor. You will continue to benefit from an endless supply of resources. You're going into today's where miracles are normal, where financial surprises happen on a weekly basis, where blessings pile up quicker than bills, and where good news reaches you faster than bad news ever could. This is not exaggeration. This is heaven's promise. This is not just motivation. This is a manifestation. And hear how plainly I choose one. No man, no system, and no previous failure can block what God has already planned for you. You're not asking for permission anymore. You are taking possession. You are not yearning for their approval. You realize you have already been authorized by the highest authority. You are not attempting to squeeze into outdated gaps. You are being prepared for higher opportunities. This marks the beginning of your overflow era. This is the chapter in which abundance is the default setting. This is the point at which you know you were never intended to live a life of constant struggle and anxiety. You were created to be a lighthouse of providing, a beacon of blessing. As you go ahead, you will be a living testament to what heavenly prosperity looks like. Everything you touch begins to multiply. Every concept you put into action will be beneficial. Every relationship you create will be linked with growth. You have been anointed. You're prepared for this. You have been picked for this chosen one. The overflow that has been ordered into your life is not only financial, it is transforming. It is coming for all aspects of your life. Yes, it affects your financial situation. However, it is also filling your head with fresh possibilities. Your heart is filled with fresh confidence. Your surroundings. Meet new folks. And your journey will lead to fresh possibilities. This is utter overflow, irrefutable, irrepressible growth that goes well beyond your initial expectations. There is a significant change occurring in the invisible worlds around you. Energies are aligning. Resources are being deployed. Connections are being organized. Right now, there are conversations about you that you are unaware of. Conversations that will bless you. Promote yourself. I recommend you prefer yourself. That is the strength of a divine order. When God speaks, it overflows into your life and resonates across the halls of creation. Until every required door opens, every needed person emerges, and every missing piece is put in place. You are no longer experiencing delays. The days of stagnation, interminable waiting, and spiritual exhaustion are past. You are entering the fast lane of heavenly acceleration. What took others decades will be given to you in a fraction of that time. What looked difficult previously will now be easy. Your efforts will still count, but they will be doubled by grace. Your tiny steps will result in great leaps. Your simple yes will result in extraordinary abundance. Understand this thoroughly. The abundance that is pouring into your life will not overwhelm you. It's about to raise you. You'll be able to manage it because you were designed for it. You are not entering into something you cannot carry. You've been fortified by every challenge, grief, and disappointment so that you can bear this degree of blessing without losing yourself. You are trusted with riches because your character was formed in the fire. This is why you had to endure seasons of feeling neglected. This is why you had to go through periods of loneliness. It was not punishment. It was a preparation. You are being trained to carry more than the normal person can. You are being prepared to manage not just money, but also affect, influence, and motivation. When the overflow strikes, you will not collapse beneath the weight. You will ascend. You will be the leader. And you will bless others. Because abundance defines who you are today. Prepare for your environment's update. New places are beckoning to you. New regions are being allotted to you. You will outgrow certain rooms. You will experience an inner urge to let go of old beliefs, discussions, and even relationships that cannot accompany you into this new season. And that's okay. Let them depart with love, for you are not abandoning them. You're following your calling. And your calling is for plenty. Your destiny is overflowing. Your road is paved with riches that were intended for you before you breathed your first breath. Your heart knew it, even if your head questioned it. Even when circumstances shouted otherwise, you had an inner knowledge and a calm optimism that told you the truth. There is more for you, and more is starting to materialize. That's not a coincidence. That's a command overflow in action. That is heavenly orchestration. And once it begins, it won't stop. It develops. It compounds. It overflows. You will enter locations where you previously felt unwelcome. And now you'll enter as an owner, leader, or benefactor. You'll no longer feel like an outsider. You'll discover you've been the missing piece all along. Your viewpoint, your voice, your talents. They are the keys that unlock wealth not just for you, but for everyone on your journey. You're becoming a distribution point for heavenly prosperity. Money will come to you effortlessly and flow through you liberally. You won't keep it for fear of losing it. You will release it with gladness, knowing that the supply will never run out. You will fund ideas, create communities, support visions, and leave indelible footprints on our earth. The overflow is more than simply a benefit for you. It is a gift via you. You are the channel. You are the channel through which heaven's treasures will pour. And just when you think you've hit your limit, more will come. Every time you think you've seen it all, another door opens. The benefits will not be limited to a single area of your life. They will spill over into your health, relationships, creativity, and tranquility. This marks the conclusion of survival mode. You are being moved from striving to flourishing, from wishing to possessing, and from visualizing to living. You are no longer practicing the life you want. You are walking into a life that has already been planned for you. You're living the overflow.